Hey YouTubers, this here's Guardian Mike, and I'm trying a new studio, new lighting out. We'll see how it goes. This is the initiation of our How to Work with an Attorney, How to Use an Attorney series. And it occurred to me that many of you will be working with attorneys in the context of guardianship. And so I'm going to put together a few short introductory tapes regarding how to work with an attorney. If you don't want to work for an attorney, it's not mandatory in Michigan that you have an attorney, and you're entitled to proceed if you want to go to court and initiate it. A guardianship, you can do that on your own. I don't recommend it, but let's talk about attorneys. And leave a comment below if you have specific questions that you want answered. I'll be happy to answer them. All right, so I've just got some notes here. Four things to do on how to use an attorney regarding your first approach to an attorney, your first consult with an attorney. I'm going to ask that you, one, schedule it ahead of time so you have some prep time and the attorney has some prep time. This is the ordinary way to approach it. There may be a crisis and an extraordinary situation, then you have a crisis, not a problem with that. But in the ordinary course of events, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is call ahead of time, and that may be a week to 14 days to give time for you to prepare and for the attorney to prepare to know what's going on, okay? So very simple, call ahead. You could drop in ahead, but call ahead, drop in ahead, and talk to the staff and say, I'd like to see the attorney, and can you get me in a week or two? Second point, ask the staff, that's who's ever there, paralegals, office staff, secretaries, people who answer the phone, ask them this question, what can you do to prepare for the meeting? Is there anything you can do to prepare for the meeting? Anything to bring? Anything to gather at your house that you may have or to obtain? Typically in a guardianship matter, you're going to be gathering info such as questions to a questionnaire that the attorney may have. You don't have to wait for the first meeting to get the questionnaire. Now, some lawyers will want that, some won't. I will give that questionnaire out freely, and it's basically what's the medical condition, what are the assets, the income, and who are you related to the person you're seeking to have the court intervene and help control and protect, okay? So questionnaire. If you have medical information and you have a doctor's statement here in Michigan, it can simply be a paragraph that says, listen, I'm Dr. Sam, and Susie Smith is my client. The diagnosis is dementia, and I recommend guardianship. Something along those lines would be helpful if you can get that. Number three, offer to pay. Oftentimes, attorneys will provide a free consult, but it's just a touch of class that you offer to pay, that you're telling the staff and the attorney that I value your time, I'm offering to pay. Oftentimes people offer to pay, and I'll refuse that, and I'll say, listen, if it is a very good meeting where we're moving things along and we're not there wasting your time and my time, you're going to have easy to get access to an attorney for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and most attorneys are free to give that initial free consult. But I want you to consider, offer to pay. Say, what's the charge for a initial consult? I want to pay, and they'll let you know. It's free, or it's this amount, and that staff will let that lawyer know, hey, Susie Smith offered to pay, even though it's free. The word gets out. Talks a lot about your quality of character, you're focused, and you're attentive to what's going to happen. The fourth, determine when you're talking to an attorney, is this going to be a consult for concepts? We're going to be talking about concepts. In fact, this little YouTube video is about concepts. It's concepts, or are you coming in for an action item? You want to talk to me or another attorney, and at the end of that, you're expecting a letter. You're expecting a piece of paper to be filed with court. You're expecting action to be taken. Or is it a consult conference? Typically, the first interaction with an attorney is going to be about a concept, a consult about conceptualizing what it is and what are the roles that the person's going to play. What do you need me for? What do you need the lawyer for? What is your role you're going to play? And that's called a concept conference. Okay? 4 things recapping. Schedule the appointment with the attorney ahead of time. Ask the staff, what is it that you can gather to bring in that will be helpful? 3, offer to pay. 4, determine, is this going to be a concept conference, or are you asking the attorney or expecting the attorney to do an action, to take an action? And if so, what are those action items? You determine that, number 4. So those are your 4 concepts that I want to give to you that will make your interaction, your use of an attorney, much more productive for you and for the individual, the attorney. Ask questions down below if you have any, how to better use an attorney, how to better work with an attorney, how to improve that relationship. I'm here to help, okay? That is our episode 1. And with this, I want to thank Seppi. She's helping to edit, helping this entire series. So we are getting off the ground.